What I find kind of interesting is a lot of AI projections have kind of flipped. Many of them were bearish in this earlier part of the market cycle and projected lower prices. And now we're actually seeing some projections more in line with what we had been talking about here for 2025. And I do want to discuss that with you guys, but I want to remind everybody of something that they seem to forget here as well, and don't fall victim for this. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. So what I will say is SHIB is, again, kind of consolidating in some of these prices that we hadn't seen since all the way back in the middle of April. And again, you have to understand context when it comes to this. We have been pushed down in terms of price because of all this negative crap going on outside the space. It has nothing to do with crypto itself. We're not fighting much in terms of headway, to be honest with you. There's a lot of crypto embrace going on. It has to do with war and tariffs and all that crap that just makes people question, can we make this next leg up? And I think what a lot of people forget is how quick these booms can actually happen in the crypto market. Now, what I want to talk about first is actually what ChatGPT's projections are here for 2025. And what they're actually talking about, one is a technical ceiling that's around 4022, our next big range of resistance. But the further upside momentum of 403 we could hit if momentum persists. And we actually predict, or ChatGPT predicts a price move of somewhere around 408, which is about an all-time high, all the way up to 3012 by year end, which is a 10x rise from the current levels. So that's a very exciting projection for Shiba Inu. Doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, but what I will say is a lot of projections had a lot more modest tone to them for most of the year. In fact, many projections were like 404, 405. So that has in fact changed. And why that might in fact be changing is, one, we've gotten through a lot of these times that have been just frankly blah, and Shiba Inu is showing a lot of conviction. And what you're seeing again is a very strong floor as an asset. It's the reason why it hasn't tipped back into, 50 something. It's the reason why it continues to grow in terms of holders. It's because on a foundational level, fundamentally, Shiba Inu is strong. That's exactly what you want to see. Now, one thing I want to remind people of is, some people will say, oh, it's not coming, it's impossible. And I think people forget how fast these booms happen in the market and what is present when they do take place. It's adoption. So what we saw for Shiba Inu back in 2021 was some impressive growth. We actually got to a point where Shiba Inu got to, 1.2 million holders by the end of the bull market cycle. You have to really think, from basically being an asset launched in 2020 to 2021 being at 1.2 million holders, that's a pretty aggressive rate of adoption. But what you need to remember is that the deep alt season, up-only season, brings even faster adoption. So right now, Shiba Inu currently sits at about 1.514 million holders and growing, which is a great sign. SHIB continues to gain some traction in the market. But by the end of this market cycle, for moves like that to take place, you're going to see Shiba Inu probably at, 2.2, 2.5 million holders or so. That's 700,000 to 1 million new holders in terms of Shiba Inu. Some people say, oh, that's not going to happen. No, that's how cycles work, right? That is how a life cycle works as an asset. If you're continuing to gain strength, if you are showing support from market cycle to market cycle, which Shiba Inu is, that is how things progress. And what does 700,000 to 1 million holders bring to the table? A lot of money. That's a lot of capital that can move Shiba Inu to the upside. And what you also have to remember as well is, again, we have very thin liquidity. Like I've talked about in other videos, we have supply that has been diminishing and has been diminishing for a long time. We see this huge removal of supply from exchanges. I mean, it's all, the stage is basically set for a big boom for SHIB. But the big thing, like I've said many times before, that we need is adoption. We haven't triggered adoption. We're not anywhere close to it right now. Okay. That can change, but you need sentiment to shift. You need a lot of this capital that's in the market right now to start flowing back into assets. 4.84% USDT dominance is not going to cut it. That is not where adoption takes place. Even just taking a look back here in 2024, guys, we didn't get basically 3.8%. That's a big number right there. That's where we saw a little bit of adoption taking place. Actually, even before that, about 4% or so. But we need to get down to some of those lower levels. That means there needs to be higher confidence in the market. You need to have more conviction, not conviction, you need to have, I guess, just more confidence for assets, especially altcoins, which hasn't been there as of late. It's why altcoins have been bleeding to BTC. It's why BTC dominance is so incredibly high right now and very much extended from our longer term trend. Partly has to do with institutional money, but the sentiment is not conducive right now for adoption to take place. It will be at some point. It's a question of, is it a week? Is it a month? Is it a year? Gosh, I hope it's not a year. But we are still seeing progress with SHIB. That's the big thing you need to remember. And it's all setting us up for, again, a huge SHIB boom. See when it happens. So appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. But have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.